Hey folks, I uploaded another video, not a CSS battle, about making a comic, and that's another video on this channel you might check out. But today, let's do the CSS battle. Oh boy, this is a fun one. All right, got a lot going on here. All right, so what do we need to do to make this particular shape? I'm gonna guess that an element is what we want, but let's see how far we can get with a mere radial gradient. In this case, I think it's 2 or 3. 2 radial gradients and 1 conic gradient would be my guess, but we'll certainly find out. All right, okay, so conic or radial gradient of a circle, and it's going to be transparent in the middle. And let's say 50 pixels is the radius, and then red, 0, 70 pixels, and then transparent again, 0, 100 pixels, and then red again. So where do we stand? I think this inner circle is a little too small. 40 is correct. And we're going to use the @ to try and put this in its place. 170, 175, 180. And then all these numbers need to adjust. 80, and then a little bit bigger, 10, 20. And then if I put dark blue in the background, we'll see exactly how wrong this is. 1, 2. So now that's the current color. Well, I think in this case we have one more radial gradient to apply. Does that sound right? Let's find out. So let's do another radial gradient. The same one? That's the question. And if we don't do it here, can we reuse this gradient? No, that's a bad idea. Instead, we will do an additional radial gradient. Okay, here's the radial gradient. Radial circle @ and in this case it's 50%, maybe minus 10 pixels. And this will have red on the inside. I think it might be 80 pixels, just inferring from what we see on the other. And then transparent, and a comma. All wrong. How about 80? And so that the transparent part is 120 pixels, and then it's red. So what if we put that in at 0, 0, and then made the height 100 pixels, and then no repeat. So here's where it gets very, very tricky. And actually should be 100% wide. And we have this hilarious, there we go. Now we're getting to where maybe we want to be. 120. So by adjusting the height and width of where this is, maybe we can get exactly what we want. Okay, so instead of this, we just want the half circle. So that would be what? 0, 50%. That's getting to be more like what we want. And so we need to make the height of that bigger. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that 0. So it's at 0, 50%, and we just need to make that taller, don't we? No, we need to do a different at. All right, so I've got all of this math wrong, but it's kind of awesome. So we do 0. So let's see what we need to do here. All right, I think that curve is the hardest part. And rather than get bogged down, here's what we're going to do. Instead of this, we're going to set that way. And what we will do is do a conic gradient behind. Which will be red, 25%, and then the blue. So we get what we want there. Now we also need to position that correctly. And in this case, that's going to be at, using the same mathematics, same position rather. Oh, even better, that's not what we want. Because, of course, why would that be? We can't cover that inner portion. So that's fun. Oh, lots of I'm underestimating the complexity of this one, and that's awesome. I like that. That makes for an interesting puzzle. I think that what that means is what we want to. This inner one can't be transparent. Instead, it's the plain blue, and that does what we want. Okay. So now we have this piece. So how do we do that piece? How about a radial gradient with yellow, and then we'll get the sizing correct. And we'll do no repeat. And if we move this over and only cover exactly what we want, then maybe we're going to have a shot here. 50% over. And then make the width be 50%. And right now we're centered. What do we do it at? We put it at 100%. There it is. So that gradient will do what we want. But we need to have the correct colors. And in this case, it's going to be, well, if I just do transparent, the only thing we're missing is the blue. So if we do transparent, blue, transparent, we get that circle. Now it does need to be a circle, and it does need to have dimensions, and I think in this case it's 80 and 120 pixels. So 80 pixels and 0, 120 pixels and 0. Is that correct? And if we do an at value, at 10 pixels, 10 pixels, how about minus 20? That's close. Is it just at 0, minus 20? Yes. So that's a fun one. So just as I said, 2 radial gradients and 1 conic gradient to do the covering with very, very, very particular coordinates, background sizes, background positions. We use the defaults for these 2, but this one is much more sensitive to repetition. Could we do repeat of any kind? No, we get that. If we do X, we get that. We do Y, we get that. None of that is what we want. So we must do no repeat for the technique that we've chosen there. So we can optimize this, minify, unit replace, chop at the little bits and pieces, and resubmit, and we are done with this particular daily challenge for February 6th, 2025. It's quite a nice day. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Make something with the web today. Make something with HTML and CSS. It is there for the taking. Any browser, you can make stuff. Okay, bye-bye.